Right, y'all, this is Sage. I came up on I forgot what it's called, but if y'all know what fish this is, just comment in the video. So, forgot, it's a Brazilian snapper. Right, we're gonna go to Catfish. They're easy to catch, but hard.
Feel like a decent fish?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, nice. Good fish. That's what we're looking for. Do me a favor, fight him this way, but step down in the boat. Yep, doing great. Just like that. Pull him right here. That's it. One big pull. All right. Oh, almost had him. Try again. There you go. Pull him right to the net. There he goes. Drop your rod tip. Up. There you go. Pull him all the way here, buddy. Oh no, the net's busted.
We need a net
Need
and
10 more of those. 5 more of those. Let's see if they'll start
like
biting.
10 pounds.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, that's a good fish. Good
Okay,
fish.
5 pounds.
Good morning, everybody. This is John
Sage.
and Sage, Holy City Adventurist. We are catfishing today. We are going to get these fish to a couple chefs that are doing a dinner downtown in a couple days. So see how many catfish we can catch, help them out some, and then maybe we'll be able to show off this dinner. So sun's kind of all over the place right now. It's hot. The water's hot. The fishing's not as hot as we'd like it to be, but we're catching the cooler part of the morning. So we'll see what we can do. Hopefully this rod here gets
It's
pulled over in a
we
second.
gotta catch like 5 million more.
No, we don't need that many. We only need 4 million more. All right, we're gonna put this camera away. We're gonna rebait this one rod up, put this catfish on ice, and see you in a second. Go ahead. Oh, is he still there? Hopefully he's still there. Start reeling.
Oh, yeah.
Got him?
Yep.
Let me get this out of the way. Is he there?
Yeah.
You sure? Looks like coming in too easy. I don't think he's there. Got a bite. Just didn't get a good hook in him. Yeah, he smoked it and then run away. Go to this side. Other side, Bubba. There you go. Yep. Now you got it. Got it?
He's heavy.
Let's take a look at it. Reel down.
He's hard.
I know. There you go. Nice. Don't let him touch the boat. There you go. Now reel down. You got nice. That's working. That's working it. Yep. Let's see him. I didn't know that was open. Had to step in the cooler.
Can you help me?
There you go. You got it. Oh yeah, nice fish. Let's take a look at how well he's hooked. He's good fish. Reel down. First, let's see how well he's hooked. That's worth it. That's worth hanging out. Come on. There you go, bud. There you go. Okay, let's see how well it's hooked. Hold this.
Right.
Oh, got a little on your Godzilla coloring book, but we're all right. You might have another bite on that side. Hard to tell. Nice fish, Sage. Good job.
Man, That thing was hard.
That thing was a lot, wasn't it? You did it though.
Yep.
You can do hard things, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, sweet, dude. Perfect. Let me see how good he's hooked. Yeah, we're great. 1, 2, 3 in the boat. That's perfect.
That's a catfish.
I mean, that's him. That's him. Straight up. Yeah. Straight up from the front.
Oh man, this thing is going hard.
Want me to help you? I got you. Okay. Oh, that's a good fish. Come step in the boat. Yep.
Not letting me reel very.
Let me get this out of your way too, okay? Let's go together.
Making it
I
hard
think we're
for me
both
to reel.
You got it. There you go.
Listen, possible. Reel. Get my breath away. Man.
Let's see what this is. Get this out of there.
This is
You want some
so.
help?
Yeah.
I have no idea where it is. Look at that little gator over there on the bank. He's watching it too. Okay, see how he just rock and roll in him out there? I don't know what it is. Might not be a catfish, might be a catfish.
I did that.
That's it. We'll have to figure out how we're going to get him in the boat. He's a real big one. There you go. Oh, that's a good fish.
Oh my
That's a big
God.
one. Let me see if I got a gap. Well, I don't think I got a gaff in here, but we're gonna. That's a really big fish. We'll figure out how to let him out. Don't let him get the boat. Bring him over here. Up, 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 up. Easy. There you go. Up, up and over. Got him? No, don't let go. That's a big one. That's a 40-pound fish. I'll let him hit that back. I'm gonna keep looking for a gaff, buddy. Holy cow. Easy does it. Easy, don't. No. Hang on. Let go of the rod. I know. Let go of the rod. We got him up here now. It's a big old blue. I got to figure out how to actually get him in, okay? Hold this. Come
Okay, y'all. This thing was massive. So I can't believe this thing. It's so hard. Like, man. That thing got me good. Right there. I want to measure it to know how long it is.
Hang on. First, I got to get him in the boat.
I told you it was hard.
That's a big fish.
Well, that thing's almost as long as the cooler.
Yeah. You did great. Good job.
Okay.
You ready to go get a drink and water? Let's get out of here. That's Sage's biggest fish.
That's probably my biggest fish. I think archery and glitter. Man, that fish is massive. This is like the hardest fish ever. And I know I'm gonna catch more fish in my life that I may not ever catch and see another catfish like this big. And also it's like 3 days before my birthday. Well, after. 3 days after my birthday. So this is probably my present from fishing.
There you go.
I guess they traded us the net for all this fish.
Sage just caught an absolute really good fish. Probably a 30-pounder, but if you see these are anywhere between 3 and 6 or 3 and 7 pounds. And then we have this one to go in here, into the cooler. If you notice how much bigger that one is than the cooler. So we're gonna measure them in a second. This is a 120. So, Sage's biggest fish for sure.
Yep. Nothing was truly nothing.
Good catch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's his biggest catfish yet. He just caught it. So this is 27 inches, so he's
27.
probably like 30, 36? Yeah, I know, right? He's gonna go to a local restaurant. They're having a real nice service downtown on Wednesday, so we're doing a little commercial fishing for them, and should be nice. Yeah.
Well, that is a great cat.
Very cool, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he caught it. Yeah.
Congratulations.
He did. He said, "Dad, this one's a big one." Like, okay.
He knew. He was right.
We are going to go ahead and get this in the cooler, get this ice down. We're going to let them cool, and then when we get back to the dock, I'm going to go ahead and gut them. We're going to keep them on ice. I think our chefs are going to be happy with this right here. So Sage did a really, 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 really great job with that fish. Y'all are welcome for that video. Teamwork getting that thing in. I had no net because we broke it right off the rip, and I didn't have a gaff in here either. At least I didn't have a gaff that I could find. It might be somewhere under here, but at the moment, it was nowhere to be found. But we did it. We got him in the boat, and this is great. I think our day is done after this. We're thirsty. We're hungry. So lunchtime, AC, and this evening we are going to hog hunt. We've had some pigs coming into Sage's stand, and they have gotten very consistent. So we're going to go and re-energize for the evening, and hopefully that will be on another video coming soon. So we'll see y'all in a little bit. Hey, this is a prep kitchen. We have Chef Reggie. Hey! And we got Sage. Sage caught that big giant catfish the other day. Some of those catfish went to a really nice dinner downtown, and Reggie was kind enough to save a small piece to fix for us. We like to highlight the local places in the area, but sometimes we cook at home a lot. And as a single dad, I do my best to cook as often as possible, but my motivation kind of goes downhill sometimes. Things like this and watching Reggie put something together keeps my motivation high. It gives me a little inspiration, lets me know that this is something I can go home and do myself as well. So we'll see what he's got right here, and let's get to cooking. I also want to show y'all a prep kitchen for private chefs, food trucks, things like that in the area. To keep yourself legal, prep kitchens are used around here, and this is what we are in particularly. Reggie is a private chef, does a lot of stuff for small groups and big groups as well, caterings, and the magic happens here before it goes to service at somebody's private event. Reggie, what's the biggest safety thing we look for to why you have to have a prep kitchen?
It's a lot of it's just storing. So that time and temperature, making sure everything is staying at proper temp. So we actually have a built-in walk-in fridge. So like it's all about. It's mostly just having fridge space when trying to prep. It goes down from there with just making sure you have a safe, always a clean, safe area. Like we all, there's 3 of us inside the kitchen. We all have 3 A's, always. Personally, all restaurants should always have an A. Anything lower, yeah. But yeah, that's like that was my biggest problem, my biggest issue when starting out, making everything from scratch, from sauces, stocks, and getting whole fish and my like the main cuts of meat, and having to break them down, having a space to store them was just a little hectic from here and there. But now, since I've been in this kitchen for coming up on about 2 years, year and a half, I've been a while.
So this is part of the catfish we caught. Some different mushrooms right here. These are, is that maitake?
Mm-hmm.
And enoki's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Shallots.
Garlic, then just some herbs, sage, rosemary, and thyme. I did some pickled lemon zest, or lemon rinds, whatever you call them. Cut the did like segments. Took the peel off, take that little white pit out, and just thinly slice them. And just pick them in, some bay leaves, cardamom, and what else inside here? Cinnamon and pepper, and that's really it.
Once you do that, how long does that last you?
It lasts for a while. I also have some lacto fermented asparagus I grabbed in a second. But today we're going to be using farro, particularly farro from Martin Mills. Love this company, and you can find them in a few different places. Sometimes you can find them in grocery stores. These came from Odd Duck. It's at the cafe restaurant in Park Circle. They have a whole selection of different things there from them. And then I have some butter, some compound butter, which is going to be for fish. I actually used this for when I was doing oyster Rockefeller, and the greens inside here is actually dandelion leaves.
Okay.
Instead of like people eat spinach, I want to do something a little bit different, and I just did some sauteed dandelion leaves. So that's actually really good.
Yum.
That's going to be for the fish. Peppers, and then the green beans, and some plum tomatoes, and some of my tomato like sauce base, which all it is, I took some heirloom tomatoes and roasted it, and roasted them off until they have some color to it. Put it in a pot with some onions, carrots, and celery, and just let all that cook down, and then blend it up, and that's it. This has fish stock plus a shrimp and lobster stock that I made together, and it has a little bit of saffron in it.
Is that what gives it the color?
Yes, it gives it a nice red, dark color, but it's very light, and I like using it alongside with the tomato sauce base. This is gonna be like the top off with some chow chow. Love it. That brand is awesome.
We see that a lot around here too,
Yes.
so that's great. That's something that I can go pick up anywhere.
Yes.
For the most part, it's really neat because I see it all the time, but I don't ever bring it home. So I got something to put in the
for sure.
fridge now.
It's awesome. Oh, then we also have. We're not going to use any like grapeseed oil or vegetable oil or canola oil. We're actually going to use duck fat. Alright, so as you see, it's a test. So anyone said, "Oh, you don't have a certain area to do your fermentation," this is all a test. This does not get served to anyone at all. John will be the first person.
Pray for me.
And he's not paying me, so that's don't try to come and say, "Oh, nope." So, this is lacto fermented asparagus, which means that I just did like salt and water. First, what I do is I weigh the veggies and the water together, and I do some math, and that's the salt percentage inside of it, and I let this sit for about at room temp, just out and about, loosely covered for about a week and a few days, and then I'll toss it in the fridge for another week and a half. It looks nice. It's really good. You can use it in charcuterie stuff. That's how, like, places that has heavy snow can't really plant anything. This is what they used to do. They take, tomatoes. They do some canned tomatoes, some pickled green beans. Yeah, cook off their peppers and turn it into like a hot sauce, so on and so forth. Yeah, and
That's good.
yeah.
That's really good. So Reggie's right. When I was about Sage's age, we moved to South Carolina. Moved here when I was, 5 or 6, something like that. So a little bit less than Sage. I started fishing at some of the local docks close to the house, and an older guy kind of took me under his wing. He spent a lot of time in Sumter County, Manning, South Carolina, which is just, I don't know, just up off the coast. But in bringing me to Manning and immersing me in the low country atmosphere as a kid, they preserved so much. Between fishing and hunting, we had corn day where we would go pull corn, and you would have people shucking it, pulling the silks. We would be cutting it off the cob and also freezing it whole, and canning it. So multiple different ways of preservation, and you know, green beans were also done that way, whether they were pickled or canned. It's good to see this right here, and a little advantage taken towards the produce that's so carefully and beautifully grown by our local farmers.
Now, if you've seen the video, if you have any advice and you're a chef that does this type of stuff in your restaurant, please comment below just some advice for it. Or even if anyone that does preserving a lot and you want to have tips for things that you see here or just in general, please feel free. And since we also listen to Sean fish a lot, if you do have some tips for preserving the seafood in general, please comment. I'm just heating up this pan. Got the duck fat to melt. So I turn it off for a second, just for that to cool. Don't want to smoke too much or get too hot. Now for the catfish. This is actually the belly of the catfish. I don't see this a lot being used, so this is gonna be the main focus for today. Pretty much straightforward seasoning, nothing too crazy. All it's going to be, it's a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. When it comes to like truly trying stuff, I just do salt and pepper.
This is a little different take on catfish. Most of the time you've seen cornmeal already out, being mixed up with flour, seasoned up that way with some hot oil. Pan's hot, that oil's hot, but this is coming in different. If this is anything like Reggie's dish at the restaurant the other night, it's going to be amazing. My mom took a bite of the catfish and asked if it was snapper. So we got a good laugh out of that. That's a high praise for a catfish, I guess. I don't know how to think about it any other way, but it was amazing.
So cut the heat back on while that's sitting and waiting. Half moons on the shallot. Shallot I got picked up from a farmer's market early this morning. And if you're in Charleston, Poorhouse every Sunday from 11 to 3 has a market out there, so please feel free to get out there and spend some time. You don't have to buy nothing, just walk around and greet everyone. So this is smoking. When you're cooking with any animal fat, you don't get it too high, because it does have a smoke point that it will start burning, but you can get it pretty high. Belly goes in. You want to hear the sizzle. Make sure you get a nice little contact on that pan and let it go from there. This dish is all about just not having to be too technical. Quick and simple. Boom. So I always do a little shake to the pan. That tells me when the fish is ready to come to be flipped, so it's not ready yet.
So Reggie, this recipe right here, what does it come from for you?
This right here, my childhood was just llama beans, parboiled rice, and baked chicken. My mom didn't really cook. My mom was just me and my mom for a while. I'm the oldest of 4, so for a while it was just, hey, something she can go together quickly, and something that I can also watch. No, she wants me to step out the house for, I need to watch my sibling for a second, and I just need to watch the stove. Hey, yeah. But this just comes from more of just, what I just go to the market, grab some few stuff, and whatever comes to me. Sometimes you may have to force it up, but don't go in crazy. See, the edges are starting to get brown. It just goes in and lift up the edges, because usually the edges are the ones that stick. If you have I use a palette knife mostly for all my cooking in general, but if you have a fish knife, that's even more better. Make sure the other side is in contact. And I'm gonna let this get some more color, but then I'm gonna take it out, I'm gonna toss it in the oven. I love finishing all my proteins in the oven because one, it's a little bit more gentle to cook and I don't have to keep flipping them back and forth. Also, I can be able to focus on the other part of the dish without worrying about me burning anything.
All right, that's a pro tip right there for when you are doing a million things in your household and you just got a couple more things you want to knock out. You're able to do that by yourself a few more minutes. So, y'all parents, you get it. I got a feeling.
So I'm gonna let this go for a bit longer. And as you see, I'm not just adding a lot of fat at the beginning. I'm slowly adding it in as it cooks down. Two reasons. I'm cooking over fire, so the pan is a lot more harder than me doing the adduction over here.
Okay.
So I'm able to constantly be able to cool my pan down so it doesn't get too hot with whatever I'm cooking. And then the last thing, fat I'm going to add in actually will be the compound butter.
How long does that compound butter last in the fridge after you make it?
Ah, man. So I say about 2 weeks in the fridge, but then about say 4 to 6 months inside the freezer.
Perfect.
So like, see how yes, I do have it in a big old container. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to let this sit and get softened, and I'm going to transfer into like little cup containers like this and put it in the freezer. So now I just pull them out as I need it. Now, if I was using like smoked paprika or chili powder or so on and so forth, I won't be able to get this nice of a sear because those spices burn a lot easier. Like even I have some sumac right here. That sumac is going to get tossed into the veggies instead of on the protein itself, just because I want a nice, really nice sear, but also let those nice natural sugars in the catfish caramelize. That's why a lot of people don't really eat catfish. They don't really get that true taste for it. When I did that pop-up, all I seasoned it with white pepper and salt and just get a nice sear and finish off with butter, and that was it.
Wow.
So now, take a little piece of your butter, toss inside. And boom. So I'm not going to let this cook, stay on too long once I throw the butter in, because this butter does have other stuff inside that can burn quickly. I do be really gentle because catfish is actually, once you cook it, you kind of be gentle because it can fall apart easily. That's going to be really good. Like I said, I check it, needs this a bit longer to go. I take it to the oven. I have this set at 400. So this whole dish is actually, you can do all in one pan. Obviously add some more duck fat, just enough that I can have a nice little lip of fat that's completely still covering the pan, but still just a decent amount at the tap when I tipped it. First things first, the tomatoes face down. Your onions, you add in your mushrooms. As you can see, it got some nice color. And just pay attention to your heat as you're cooking. If you feel like, okay, it seems a little too high, turn it down. Toss in my herbs, toss in the garlic, toss in the green beans. And all that will just cook. It's just there. You're not trying to do nothing fancy. It's, just the vegetables shining, and for itself, the protein is shining, or whatever you're doing is just shining. This is my way for prefer to doing it. All that fat has been picked up by the veg, and it's enough that it's not sticking to the pan. I toss in the farro so the farro can get cooked some. I have my tomato base. That goes inside. Now I add my stock. Like I say, it's 2 stocks mixed together. I don't use hot stock. The reason why is I want that pan to start calming down, so everything to start gently coming back up again. I just turn it down. If they're ready, you can serve it like this, but I'm gonna let the sauce reduce some bit more, and then it will be ready once it reduces a bit more. Boom. So now the fish is done. So even from just like touching it, I can tell it's done. I do let the fish rest for a sec, like any meat that I do rest, for it can actually firm back up just a little bit, because now I can like move around with it. If I took this straight out the oven and try to move it, it's kind of like it's gonna slightly break. You see how much that belly has cooked down compared to the size it was at the beginning? Same thing with the fish.
So when you're serving a 4 ounce at the restaurant, what are you cutting it as?
So we're gonna have to cut it at about 6 ounces.
Okay. I never thought about that.
If your cook is fast enough, you can do it at 5 ounce and it doesn't go down that much. And I know that sounds weird when I say if your cook is fast enough, but the longer you cook it, the more it's gonna shrink.
Right.
It
smells really good.
And then I do hit it with a bit of nutmeg for that warm feeling.
All right, Rachel Ray.
All I go from here is I probably go through, grab the herbs, so on and so forth, so I don't really get that too much on the plate. It tastes for salt real quick. Fine. I sometimes surprise myself at how well it did, you know? And it's a simple plating. Straightforward. Not too hard. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to get a little bit more of the farro base first before I start grabbing green beans. Just because I want to have something for it to sit on. Take the fish. Set the belly right on top. Take a little bit of a sumac. Sumac has like a bitter, tangy flavor, just like, you know, lemon can have. This right here is actually pickled peppers and shallots. And I just probably do a nice little 2-point corner. Put the cha-cha right on top. And then do just a little bit of a quick plate wipe. And that's it. You have a farro and seasonal veg with pan roasted catfish belly, top off with chow chow.
It's just that simple. You just that's it. It's just that simple. All right, I think we're gonna eat. Here we go. Catfish belly. And bones in there are gonna have better get a
taste.
flavor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool.
Like it?
Y'all ever see like the clip where Elmo just kind of like falls backwards and passes out? That's my reaction right here. That's really good, y'all. Catfish is such an underrated fish. It is so underrated, and it is such a wonderful fish that, man, this is in our backyard. Like, this is literally, we can go catch this fish and have dinner within a couple hours.
Yep. And it's all about, you just give it a little bit of patience.
That's it.
I think that's why a lot of people throw away so much, because they don't want to give any of what they, you know, any animal or fish that they're getting, any animal in general, don't even give it the patience to break it down. There's so many cuts that so wonderful. I've never seen catfish belly nowhere, and I was like, hey, the belly looks nice, it's meaty, and why not give it a try? And I don't know if John have ever had it before. It's just so good.
That's
and
great.
you don't even need a dang on knife to cut it. You can just use your fork to just break into the pieces.
That's it. And you don't have to have a boat. This isn't a rich person's meal right here. It makes you feel like you are the richest person in the world, but anybody can go and access this. I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is that access to something like this is there. You can grow most of this in your backyard, and catch these fish locally. So
yeah, and for this, the whole purpose of this dish wasn't to come up with something that's complicated or difficult. It's just pretty much, hey, I had some cooked farro, I had some tomato base. Also, I always have stock inside the walk-in, and I just went to go grab a few veggies from the market, and boom, just toss it together. I don't even have a name for this dish, so if you do ask, yeah. But yeah, it's completely simple, nothing hard to do.
It's really good. Y'all, this is Reggie. I'm so glad to have him back. We'll see more of him as well. I know we had him on a catfishing video a couple videos back, but to get back in with him and to come see a prep kitchen and see what he gets to do behind the scenes, it really just ties it together. And this is why I love hanging out with our local chefs, and I call them friends now. I text them when I have a question on anything food driven, and I can always count on their experience and their strengths, and hopefully I can add mine back too when they have questions regarding seafood. So Reggie, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's been very we even want to tell John, and so I always tell him, I really appreciate him, because some of the things that I'm able to try out with seafood, if it wasn't for him, I probably would have never got my hands on it. I probably at 9 out of 10 for sure, I would never got my hands on catfish belly. Honestly, I wouldn't even got my hands on a wild catfish unless I may have went out and see, hey, whatever happens when fishing myself. But having John along and him wanting to bring me with him and just experiences and being able to, hey, I got some of the, hey, I have catfish I just caught an hour ago. Do you want some? Being able to have that, and I have also experience with some of the offal. So if the swim bladder, that'd be a next dish I'll be working with. The livers, the hearts, even down to the eyes, has been something I've been able to work with literally just because of John. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have no access to it at all.
Awesome. Well, we ain't slowing down, we ain't stopping, so stay tuned for more with us, and we're gonna finish this and see you later. Thanks.
All right, y'all, we are heading back into the house to do some editing. And I'm not sure if we're gonna do some recording in that, but we're definitely gonna do some editing now. And well, thank you for watching. Bye.